Look up. There, on the horizon. A world is waiting to be built, rich in possibilities, ripe for innovation. Look closer. Do you see the details? The vast network of data under the surface? Unearth the intelligence you find and generate the wisdom you need to build a bridge that spans the vast chasm between impossible and done. Look around. Now you see the whole picture. 360 degrees of digital intelligence, a mirror of reality so smart that it operates autonomously, so we can be free to look ahead, find vision, ingenuity, and courage, the inexhaustible building blocks of innovation that will light our way to a better world, where insight is always in sight.
Please join me in welcoming Thomas Haring.
Welcome. Thank you for joining me here and now in fabulous Las Vegas. It's great to have you in the room. William Gibson wrote, "The future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed." It's an idea central to the challenges facing our industry. Gibson's father, in fact, was a senior manager in a construction company. But young William did not see his future in construction. Even at 12, he knew he wanted to be a science fiction writer, someone who could predict a possible future. And in the 80s, more than a decade before the World Wide Web emerged, he coined the term cyberspace, a metaphor for visualization, data, and information structures, basically the internet. When I was a teenager in the 80s, I had no idea what I wanted to be. Did you? I played sports, explored everything my Commodore 64 home computer could do, and I discovered I like to read novels. But I must admit that I started more than I finished. But one book had a big and lasting impact. And it was not by Gibson, but by Charles Dickens. At that time, I knew nothing of Dickens. Pickwick wasn't a character in a novel, but an English pub I passed on my way to and from school. David Copperfield was the charming wizard who made the Statue of Liberty disappear. And Oliver Twist was a gin drink. But when I started reading A Tale of Two Cities, I knew I was in for an adventure. The opening line is, "It was the age, the best of times, it was the worst of times, it was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness." Such intriguing contradictions. I wonder if Dickens and Gibson were saying something similar, that the future, the best of times, is not evenly distributed. That's where the contradictions come from, like the uneven distribution of technology and the uneven distribution of wisdom. The two cities in the tale are iconic European cities, London and Paris. These cities come alive in the book. They're not just places. They're actual characters with distinct cultures and personalities. The people who live there are shaped by their cities. It's a good reminder for us in the construction industry. What we do is important. It's critical that we don't just build stuff and move on. The world we build also builds and shapes us. Did you know that in 2050, over 70% of the world population will live in cities? The urbanized Earth is already today a reality. Over 100 million people each year arrive in cities, seeking opportunity and safety. And in life and in business, success means making connections. Back in Dickens' time, connections took a bit longer. Travel time from Paris to London took 3 days. In many ways, these cities were worlds apart, isolated from each other, even though they were separated by only 250 miles. Today, travel from Paris to London is only 2 hours and 50 minutes, thanks to the Eurostar, the high-speed train that passes through the Channel Tunnel, the famous Channel. The Channel was a huge infrastructure project, a magnificent collaboration of banking, politics, construction companies, and social will, from both Paris and London. The project symbolizes that for a stable and successful connection, both sides are needed and required. Connection means much more than just drawing a line between 2 points. The cities are now much more connected. It's said that the French have wine and the British have humor. Now everybody can have both. London and Paris saw an opportunity to do something new and innovative, and they made it happen. They were ahead of the curve. The term ahead of the curve refers to an S-curve. In basic terms, an S-curve shows a common growth path. You launch something, it grows, it matures, and eventually it plateaus. S-curves are used to predict what the future will look like. All businesses have been on such a curve, and the trick is to jump from an existing curve to the next curve before the current curve stagnates. The next S-curve must represent both new growth opportunities and a path to a more autonomous and sustainable world. So let's talk about jumping to the next S-curve, and let's call this the Better World S-curve. The Better World S-curve. The construction industry is founded on this belief that cities can be connected, bridges can be built, solutions can be found. Construction will make a significant contribution to overcome the climate crisis and making the world a better place. We need this optimism to recognize that the world improves if we truly believe in it and fight for it. We need to innovate with scale and speed. We need to ensure that today's technologies, priorities, and actions position us for growth decades down the road. I'm talking about breaking away and building differently, about solving today's challenges with innovative approaches that uses data as a foundation. The Better World S-curve is closer than we might think. The trick is timing. How do we know when to break away? Where does that insight come from? How to get the desired impacts? It starts with data. But data are just symbols, mostly numbers, zeros and ones. By itself, data isn't very useful. But, however, from data, we can extract relevant information. And from information, we can, because information by itself is not sufficient, we can transform information into knowledge to gain a deeper understanding of a problem or a situation. It's only at that point that we have the foundation to insight and the ability to see a full 360-degree view so we can make the right decision at the right time. And it doesn't stop there. Have you heard the story about a wise man who listened to the same complaints from the same people every day, day after day? One day, instead of listening, he told them a joke, and everybody cracked up laughing. He repeated the joke. Only a few people smiled. Finally, the wise man told the joke a third time, but no one reacted. The wise man said, "You won't laugh at the same joke more than once. So what benefits are you getting by complaining about the same problem over and over again?" The takeaway is clear. Don't waste time complaining. Instead, act to make a change, to create real impact. This is so true for the construction industry. There are so many reasons why construction projects are delayed, face cost overruns, or other issues. Let's use insights to create long-term impact and overcome these issues. But why are critical insights so hard to get? It's about seeing the forest for the trees in the big data world. And poor interpretation of data can lead to poor decisions. I'm sure all of us have heard statistics indicating that bad data have caused trillions in losses worldwide and being responsible to a significant amount of avoidable rework. Insights are an accurate and deep understanding or perception of a specific cause or effect. Insights are the understanding from within and let decision makers intuitively see what is needed, connecting the real and the digital world, jumping to and accelerating on the Better World S-curve. We are surrounded by data, but starved for insights. Jay Beer, the well-known customer experience expert, is so right. It's not about big data. It's about big understanding. Together with FMI, the leading construction industry researchers, we set out to learn how autonomy can make a difference. We listened to over 1,000 decision makers from leading construction companies to better understand the use of autonomous technology. What do you think we discovered? Are you curious? To help us walk through the conclusions, please welcome a well-known industry expert on stage. Please welcome from FMI, Jay Bowman, principal and partner of FMI. Hey Jay, great to have you here. Jay, you have worked in the industry for so many years, and many of us watch regularly your construction outlook. You know all the challenges and opportunities in construction. Yet, what surprised you the most when you analyzed the survey responses?
Well, I'd say that the construction industry has this reputation of lagging in terms of technology adoption. However, the survey results revealed that the use of autonomous solutions or technologies is far more widespread than I think most would imagine. And in fact, over 80% of the respondents are using at least some form of autonomy in their businesses. And so the survey served this, I'd say, unplanned but interesting role of helping us try to flesh out, well, how is it that we, the AEC industry, are really defining autonomy?
And how is that?
Well, autonomy is really about making, I would say, data the greatest tool in our toolbox. So if you think about it from this perspective, the reverberating effects that we've seen in our industry with the transition from, say, manual tools to power tools, or say, paper to digitization, the widespread adoption of autonomous technologies is going to serve as that transformation that really ushers us into the next era of construction. But I'd say another surprising fact about that was only about 10% of respondents consider AI to be part of the current landscape of autonomy. And so I think what we need to be thinking about is how we use AI-generated data as an insight that can help lead us to that autonomous future.
So true. And how far are we in reaching autonomy?
Well, we're probably further than we think. As I mentioned, most construction companies are using some form of autonomy, excuse me, it's a little tough word. But interestingly, the synergies of just 4 or more automized workflows created huge benefits to those that were using fewer or more isolated ones. On top of that, I'd say that the planned industry investment is truly significant. So the AEC industry is ripe for some significant disruption, but with that, I'd say tremendous opportunities.
Sounds great. And disruption and industry transformation is needed to accelerate sustainability efforts. Reduction of waste is regarded as a main contributing factor to increase sustainability. How does it impact decision-making in the industry?
Well, actually, Thomas, that's an interesting question because when we looked at the most progressive users of autonomous solutions report sustainability increases as the #1 benefit that they experienced. So thinking about that, the slower that we innovate, the slower we digitize processes, the slower we adopt technology, I truly believe that the more we're actually doing damage to our planet. So I think it's important that we adopt technology in a way to reshape the future of the industry, and we really have no choice but to take a different path.
I could not agree more, and I think we need to look beyond construction to learn from other industries. Jay, since you here at HxGN LIVE spoke to many different colleagues, many different participants, customers from multiple industries, from all over the world, I'm sure you have some recommendations for us.
Well, probably two. The first thing I would recommend is that we continue to listen to decision makers and build out assessment frameworks to really help construction companies understand the real tangible benefits and success metrics of new technologies. Second, I think we should recommend continuing to connect sort of the real world to the digital world through digital twins. And by focusing on those things and the complexities in construction, it will help us find different ways to bring sort of solutions to them. But then last, I would just say, overall, just continuing to understand the convergence that we're seeing in our industry and supporting that, as well as the adoption of technology. And I think also we just shouldn't forget that each of us, every one of us in this room, play an important role in being part of building out an innovation ecosystem. And that benefits the entirety of the construction industry.
So true. We all at HxGN strongly support this innovation ecosystem approach. Jay, it is always such a pleasure to exchange with you. Thank you so much. And thanks to your team as well. And I'm sure this is your applause now.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jay. Wow, what great insights from over 1,000 decision makers. Clearly, the engineering and construction industry at an inflection point. Sustainable construction, government regulations, emerging technologies, smart cities. These large-scale changes are pushing us to adapt and act on the Better World S-curve, the future of our industry. Now, let's take a look at how we are creating a more sustainable world in which vibrant cities are not transit spaces, but places of social encounter and cultural innovation. The future is already here, the tale of a city, construction insights at their best. The tale of the city, the tale about new urban realities. It's about how urban planning and design, citizen-led initiatives, construction technology lead to the desirable world, to a better future. At the beginning of every change is a vision. The city of the future is a sustainable living and connecting space. So, right now, today, we present how a city develops from the ground up, how construction insight accelerate urban development, make urban areas more sustainable, and create a viable and livable city. The tale of the city is real. Let's spin the wheel and let the world turn. We start moving the earth with Earth moving.
Being introduced to machine control definitely helped out a lot. It gives us that ability to perform at a high level with less people on some of these major projects.
There's a completely different process to what I use now with the GPS, and it's a lot faster. I can more easily flow from pad to pad, and with the stakes, on a good day, be able to get around 10 pads done. But with this GPS system, I can get upwards of 30 pads done in a day.
Moving dirt one time is the key to making money. You can't afford to move it and then move it back and then move it back and guess at it.
It's a lot quicker. It's a whole lot quicker than the old way of doing things.
So with the GPS system, it gets it dead on, and you can confidently go through an area and grade it and know it's perfect and walk away from it.
Move the dirt just once. That's a powerful message. That's a message that needs to go out to the world. Productivity remains business critical, but without compromising safety. HxGN's real-time safety awareness solutions for heavy construction ensure that people and assets are safe during the operations. The more crowded and complex construction sites become, the more important it is to ensure safety in operations, while monitoring the progress and getting regular oversights. Working with data collected from drones or laser scanners, HxGN's Reveal software automatically classifies and removes unwanted elements from captured data. Reveal provides clean, exact insights in a fast, simple process, leveraging the power of AI. From the construction site, real time to the office, providing insights on what needs to be done and what has been done. After the earth has been moved, things get even more hectic and busy on the construction site. It's all about efficiently and accurately transforming the design into reality. Let's look at the connecting road paved with technology.
Machine control helps us to reach the precision required to pave 38 kilometers long in route number 5 in Uruguay. My name is Guillermina Prado. I am a civil engineer and I work at Incosis as the head of the technical office. In the recent years, the company has developed the use of machine control in motor graders, and for this project especially, we also need technology applied for the paver to our concrete pavement. The support of HxGN in the development of the works has permitted us to have more precision in the projects and also to minimize the human errors in the works. One of the advantages is using Leica Connects, so we can access remotely to the equipment and we can send the files to the paver or to the motor graders, and in case of problems we can support remotely. Following with Incosis' vision, having HxGN and his local distributor Geosis as partners will permit us to execute more demanding works.
Uruguay was always great at soccer, and now they are also leading in road construction. More precision and minimized human errors. Such a powerful message. Once the road is built and in use, the work begins for maintenance. And it's time to use autonomous mobile mapping. HxGN's Pegasus TRK solution in combination with the new field software is a transformation in mobile mapping. Collect and process accurate georeference data while you drive. And it's not only about capturing visible spatial data. HxGN's Dream portfolio is a lightweight ground-penetrating radar for mapping underground assets on extensive areas. It generates high-quality 3D volumes of underground data, which are uploaded directly into the cloud, powered by HxGN's digital reality platform, HxDR. Driving innovation for driving and avoiding unnecessary roadworks. Each road leads to a destination. Let's have a look at the road to the factory of the future. The digital factory, from design to finished product, and of course, much more.
Our design motto is Kodo, or Soul of Motion. We want to make strong products that impress our customers. We rely on BricsCAD for the layout of our factory assembly lines, for the design of our tools, and things like that. Our industry is very innovative, and everything is moving towards 3D now. Our BricsCAD license is one that we can use for both 2D and 3D. The volume of 3D modeling work is rapidly increasing, and I expect BricsCAD to support a smooth transition from 2D CAD to 3D CAD.
I admire such a dedication to precision and quality, and such a strong move from 2D to 3D for modeling an entire facility. But the 3D model of a facility is just the beginning. Our HxGN LogLab technology, enabled by proven automated workflows and AI, creates efficiently a complete digital twin. With that, you can reconcile model with reality. Factory and assembly line layouts with all details become part of the digital factory. Visualization, collaboration, and much more, powered by HxGN's digital reality platform, HxDR, getting one digital twin and multiple benefits. At the same time, safety is everyone's responsibility. HxGN's 3D safety and surveillance solutions provide real-time digital twins to protect critical infrastructure, assets, and material. It autonomously detects critical change in the environment it monitors. Don't depend on human intervention. Use proven software workflows to do the work, to keep people safe and assets alive. The transformation of our cities has begun. Looking to the future, as urban population continues to grow, citizen expectations rise, energy efficiency and sustainability becomes critical, and government processes are modernized. The pace of progress and innovation is accelerating. Let's have a look at the construction of a sustainable urban area a world worth living in.
If we had not made this investment, we would definitely not have had this growth. We would not have been able to find and train these outstanding people and personalities, and we would most certainly not stand out from the market the way we do now. The vision was basically to make us more independent, distance ourselves expressly from a pure price policy, and offer our customers a particular added value. This added value was the digitalization in construction. For any entrepreneur who would also like to start this journey now, I recommend finding the right partner.
What a role model for creating a sustainable, lively urban area, using construction technology for the rough and the fine. Time is critical in construction, whether it is an urban area or a sustainability initiative, such as solar panel installations with compressed timeframes. HxGN's OxBlue construction insights based on webcam technology and powered by AI overcome the struggle to walk blindly through lagging project information. Focus on actionable insights, understand progress, minimize risks. Stay on top of changing conditions with quick access to activity, weather, and safety data. Safeguard construction after hours with security surveillance, verification, and emergency dispatch services. In Las Vegas alone, over 600 projects have been successfully completed with OxBlue technology. And capture inaccessible areas like rooftops or facades with the Leica BLK2Fly. Capture autonomously exterior features and dimensions of objects with a few taps on your tablet. Simply let the BLK2Fly know where to go and watch it navigate itself safely around obstacles to capture an accurate, complete scan. Prepare insights at the construction site and upload the data directly to HxGN's digital reality solution, HxDR. The city of the future. In the city of the future, healthcare plays an important part. To be there for the community, hospitals require a strong combination of physical and human infrastructure. From the building to the higher skilled clinical workforce, to digital connectivity of assets. The hospital of the future is a healthcare space that helps people feeling better. It's about constructing the accessible hospital, healthcare for all.
The big role that technology is playing for McCarthy right now on site is enhancing the accuracy and the speed of decision making. Most of the technologies that we put in place are a combination of office and field staff coming together, looking at the best solution possible to make decisions quick, efficient, and as real time as possible so that the job site doesn't have to stand still as decisions are being made in real time. The partnership with HxGN really began years ago when we were looking for the best reality capture partner to do business with. On the hardware side, we'll be utilizing the Leica P50 scan technology for station-based LiDAR, the BLK2Go for SLAM-based mobile scanning, and we're piloting for the first time in McCarthy's history the vertical control core wall system. On the software side, we'll be using Cyclone, the GeoMOS system for the vertical control, and Register 360 we're using for the BLK2Go technology. In addition, we're actually using Avir for our advanced reality capture analysis, tracking deviations between model and field conditions. And the client on this project is leveraging Multivista for construction documentation. Everything nowadays for us is model-based, and so getting that model-based information to the point of attack, to the men and women, boots on the ground, putting the work in place and being able to help them trust and verify that the information we're giving them is accurate is paramount. The outcome that we're seeking with the McCarthy-HxGN partnership is bringing the right information to the right place at the right time.
Bringing the right information to the right place at the right time. So true. HxGN's project-made software, the program management solution for owners, provides all relevant insights on construction projects from concept to closeout. It's a transparent platform, a fully scalable SaaS business model to connect asset owners with all relevant stakeholders, anywhere, anytime, any device. Alone in Las Vegas, more than 400 construction projects have been successfully completed with ProjectMate software. Transparency, collaboration, productivity, and a single source of truth, powerful 5D real-time progress and cost deviation tracking is needed to take full ownership of the construction projects. HxGN's powerful AEC project viewer brings simplicity to field and office teams and provides transparency for construction management activities to have historically been complex, time-consuming, and error-prone. 5D business management works in other industries. We will make it work in construction. I'm sure you have seen that and heard a lot about that, because this year at HxGN Live we did it again. We once again redefined what is possible with reality capture and native cloud technology. In our strong collaboration with Sony, we have developed a completely new addition to the Leica BLK product family. And the Leica BLK2Go gets a new companion. The new BLK2Go Pulse fuses advanced time-of-flight and proven-against SLAM technology for instant point cloud capture and visualization. It scans rapidly and intuitively only what you need and directly from your point of view. The new BLK2Go Pulse will complement the BLK2Go. What a remarkable development since the first BLK 360 launch back in 2016 here in Vegas at HxGN Live. This week, we have also launched Reality Cloud Studio, powered by our HxGN Digital Reality platform, HxDR. The all-new Reality Cloud Studio completes an end-to-end workflow from data capture with direct upload to processing, visualization, and project collaboration. It marks an important step in our journey to provide customers full functionality and protection for all their reality capture data. Reality Cloud Studio, powered by HxDR, simple in its design and use, and exponentially powerful in the hand of users. BLK, and HxDR, what a great team success. Such teamwork makes our dream work. If any industry were a representation of a team sport, it would be construction. Each project requires designers, engineers, construction managers, contractors, suppliers, banks, insurance, and many other businesses. Construction is a sport, and it constructs for sport. Let's look at the teamwork needed to construct the Stadium of Dreams, an immersive entertainment at its best.
Laing O'Rourke are a global engineering enterprise using digital processes as the key part of our delivery. So this is the new Everton Football Stadium. It's a 53,000-seater arena. Having a supply chain, a strategic digital partner like HxGN, allows us to bring forth that innovation. And on this project in particular, the development in the QR code scanner has definitely pushed boundaries in installing modern methods of construction. Installing 8,000 pieces of complex precast isn't easy. With the Leica Icon equipment, we were able to install it without delay and with high quality precision.
On the project here now, we use Leica Geosystems kit, TS16s, GPSs, we use machine control, laser scanners, and all the software portfolio. By digitizing the workflow, it's helped us by enabling site engineers and the surveyors to verify the data on site to the models.
Working with Leica on this job, we've managed to develop a system that works, that we can then deliver this high quality stadium.
Using HxGN equipment allows us to have confidence and certainty that what we're installing on site is correct. All the digital processes that are in the office, we can now take them straight onto site. That allows us to install things right first time, every time.
Wow. Can you feel the real spirit of Everton, the spirit of the Blues? Everton has such a rich legacy, and soon they will have their dream stadium. And it's not only about the real experience in the stadium. HxGN's immersive technology merges digital and physical realities and provides immersive experiences, allowing visitors becoming part of the game. Get all the analytics and insights at your fingerprint, directly at your smartphone. See what you want to see by merging real and digital realities with location-based context. The game beyond the game has just started. It's the best time to score. What an amazing and optimistic tale of a city. What a fantastic environment worth living in. When I think about the construction industry, sometimes I can't believe how much things have changed and will continue to change. We are continuing to apply new technologies and are gaining improved insights, but we are not done with that. We are seeing major disruption through industry convergence. We are moving into a new chapter, a tale of two industries that are, like Paris and London, growing closer together and getting stronger connected. Construction and manufacturing. Connecting these industries sparks the jump from project to product. Let's talk about that jump. Let's talk about the offsite revolution in construction. What do all these great assets have in common? There is this terminal airport building in the Philippines, or the Öresund Bridge connecting Denmark and Sweden, a combined rail and road bridge, a true masterpiece of engineering. Would you believe that all these were constructed using prefabrication? Look also at the 192-meter tall South Residence building in Singapore, the world's tallest prefabricated skyscraper. Or the Puskás Stadium, soccer stadium in Hungary, where 2 weeks ago, Sevilla was winning the European Champions League for the 7th time. Prefabricated construction goes as far back as 1889, when one of the most iconic structures in the world, the Eiffel Tower in Paris, was built. The 300-meter tall iron structure was assembled within 22 months by 300 workers. It's a true symbol of the industrial age. It is beautiful from all angles. It's the expression of a whole civilization. Today, prefabrication is accelerating everywhere in the world. Shifting construction away from traditional sites and into factories dramatically changes the way we build. It's not limited to walls or volumetric modules. Entire sections of buildings or infrastructure can be fabricated off-site, then transported to construction sites for end assembly. We can reimagine construction by using accurate cut and BIM models for CAM factory production. And by implementing consistent 5D construction management to keep track on cost, time, and quality, and to support safety and sustainability along the complete supply and value chain. And I'm not talking about the future. This is happening now, all around the world, because it saves time and money, and it's more sustainable. This is the offsite revolution, an extraordinary jump in construction to the better world S-curve of business transformation and leading innovation. Leadership in innovation needs innovation in leadership. Let's talk about the hotel that changed hotels. Let's talk about how traditional hotels are disrupted to give modern travelers what they want, affordable luxury. Let's talk about Citizen M and their strong partner, Mortensen Construction. The statements of their CEO speak for themselves. Klaas from Citizen M makes it so clear. We seek to build and operate hotels that minimize our impact on the environment. This is reflected in every facet of our business. And the message from Mortensen Construction is so convincing. By continually investing in new solutions, we are changing the landscape of what's possible from the ground up. Now, it is time to see what happens when these two industry leaders connect and collaborate.
The primary driver for us at Mortensen in utilizing technology is accessibility of information. We're able to distribute at the touch of our fingertips. Every trade partner has all the information they need to build the building. Our partnership with HxGN includes a mix of hardware, software, and services. On this project, we're currently using OxBlue webcam services. We're using Multivista for photo documentation, and we're using Avir for analytics on progress tracking. We have tried to push the envelope with all of our module builds to modularize more and more items. For example, on this job in Menlo Park, for the first time, we have done a fully modular rooftop unit with all mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems integrated inside the shell of the container.
Modular construction has huge potential for improved sustainability. Reduction in waste is huge. 35% of the construction industry just gets the waste. It just goes to landfill. In the factory, it's like 5%. So that's a big difference there. We've used multi-vista hexagon product to remotely track and monitor progress on site. And volumetric modular is by far the funnest thing to watch on a webcam. I mean, it never happens in a construction project where in the morning there's nothing, and in the afternoon there's 20 fully furnished and fitted, completed guest rooms on site. And to sit here in an office a couple of thousand miles away, looking at this being done off-site is very rewarding.
What a successful and fascinating journey. Connecting the world. Designed in the Netherlands, produced in Europe and Asia, assembled in San Francisco, and now here in this room. Please welcome now, live on stage, from the disruptors of the traditional hotel industry, from the champions of prefabrication, please welcome on stage Menno Hilperts, Managing Director of citizenM Hotels. Hi, Menno. It's such an honor to have you here on stage, live in Las Vegas. How does it feel to be in a traditional hotel?
Yeah, thanks for having me here, Thomas. I mean, I have a little bit of a love-hate relationships with traditional hotels. I love to travel, but the traditional hotels are kind of a burden sometimes, right? They're a bit complicated. You wait half an hour for check-in. They offer you all kinds of stuff that you don't really need, like a sofa, water for $15. So this frustration really led us to reinvent the hotel industry. We wanted to do better for the frequent traveler, by the frequent traveler, affordable luxury, that's our tagline.
If I'm not mistaken, citizenM has been founded in 2007. Now, 16 years later, you have opened more than 30 or so locations in many, many countries. How would you describe citizenM's approach to construction? And what has changed over the years as the company got older?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster for sure, these 16 years. We always, from the beginning, wanted to do a rollout, so we had this vision in mind. But seeing where we are now, 30 hotels in 10 countries and in 3 continents, it's been pretty impressive. But we haven't moved away from the original concept too much, right? Traditional hotels try to solve everything in their fantastic room. We said we're going to give you a fantastic bedroom with a great sleeping experience, great mattress and a shower and some fun tech. And give you back real estate in the lobby area by giving you a living room where you can relax, meet fellow travelers, and do a little bit of work. So it's different in concept.
So true. citizenM has an impressive business model. You are a fully integrated real estate developer, design and project management company, and a hotel operator, all under one roof. How do you ensure that data and insights are used throughout the entire processes and all internal and external stakeholders are connected?
Yeah, so this integration, this integrated business model is really what sets us apart from the competition. If you develop a single hotel, as most hotels are, you can be quite sloppy, like most traditional construction is. You have this one-off building, and you sort of start at nothing and you end somewhere. In a rollout, you can really not do that. You really want to have consistency in your data. So we have standardized all our documents, and we keep that in the cloud, and we detail everything out so that the local architects don't need to reinvent the wheel. So we spend a lot of time setting up a ghost model for every hotel. And if you look at especially our modular projects, they look more like car manufacturing than they look like a traditional construction site, as you've seen in the movie.
Together with your partner Mortensen Construction, you are communicating impressive achievements in terms of construction time reduction or waste reduction. Could you please explain us a bit how you and the team are driving the construction process to get such big improvements? What have been the biggest learnings?
Yeah, so you may think that with modular construction, that data and that is super important. But in my opinion, the biggest lesson learned has been partnership. Really keeping the team working as one team you really need 5 players to play nice in the sandbox. The finance of a project, the owners, so that's us, contractors, design teams, and very important, the modular supplier in our case. And that's not something you typically find a lot in normal construction. So we really, because they use very ad hoc relationships, every project is different. I imagine that's very much your world. Manufacturing is radically different. They spend a lot of time setting up in-depth relationships with partners and spend a lot of time getting it right. So by the time they press go, it's all fully detailed out.
What are the main challenges you see stakeholders in construction face with regards to offsite construction? What are the roadblocks which hold the industry back?
Yeah, so I could probably spend 2 days talking about the technical challenges and how to get permits for modular projects and whatnot. But really, the big problem is the lack of trust and cooperation in the traditional construction industry. We really need to step back and unlearn a lot of what we learned through years of working in construction industry. And our industry is very much about risk mitigation and risk and finger pointing. And we need to step away from that. Digital platforms and centralizing the data really provides a bridge to that because it takes away a lot of ambiguity that you typically find in old school construction. So I'm hopeful that in the future we can actually make that jump in an S-curve by learning to trust the data and trust each other.
So true. Recently you were talking about scaling Citizen M in the US. I really liked your quote, "Don't get stuck in your own way of doing business." But how do you ensure the successful balance between global standards and local flexibility to expand your ecosystem of architects, engineers, contractors, and special trades all around the world?
Yeah, it's a difficult question, right? You want to have global consistency in a rollout, but you also want to be agile enough to cater to local needs, right? You ultimately can't win. It's simple, right? If you want to build a building in Boston and you have this fancy toilet fixture that doesn't meet the Boston plumbing code, sorry, you got to change. So be smart about local and standard. Don't hit your head against the wall multiple times. So keep that standardization up there, but be flexible enough to adhere to local needs.
In one of your recent LinkedIn posts, you were exchanging with somebody about prefabrication. And you made the analogy with Lego. It was recommended to going to Legoland for inspiration. When was the last time you have been there? And what inspiration did you bring back for us?
Yeah, that's funny. I did go to Legoland as a kid. I mean, I was an engineer when I was 6 years old, I guess. I only got the grade and the pay grade in my 20s, but it was always inspirational for me to work with Legos as a kid, and I think Lego is such a great analogy for volumetric modular building. It's simple, it's fun, it's reliable, it's remarkably standard, and you can build amazing stuff with Lego. So we need to unlearn in traditional construction that you need to redesign a prototype for every building. No, trust the standard and roll that out. And watching the Menlo Park project in the Bay Area come to life, 240 rooms stacked in only 22 days, watching that in an OxBlue webcam has been amazing. It's very rewarding. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks a lot, Menno, for the great insights on prefabrication and post-construction. I'm sure later you will be bombarded by questions. We wish you and the Citizen M a very successful continuation of the journey and all the best. Thanks a lot, Menno.
Thank you.
The benefits of applying prefabrication are overwhelming. It's simply up to industry to seize them. Industry convergence offers significant opportunities to improve the total cost of ownership and paves the way for a sustainable future. Remember what Gibson said, the future is already here, just not evenly distributed. It's up to us to choose the path to a future with more even distribution of autonomy. One future means more of the same, working manually, with minimal use of technology, driving carbon in the atmosphere, wasteful, inefficient, and unsustainable. The other future is practical, optimistic, and inspirational. In this future, we are empowered. We are accelerating on the Better World S-curve. With greater efficiency, a safer and cleaner path that leads to a more sustainable planet. We have the choice for the future. It's still unwritten. Which way will you go? Take a look around. We saw evidence from across the globe. We built the tale of a city, on-site and off-site. In a world of technology, people make the difference, creating impacts from construction insights. Together, we are so powerful. Construction insights is inside. The opportunities are mind-blowing. So let's change the story of the world, the tale of a better future in construction. Let's jump to the Better World S-curve. The autonomous and sustainable future of construction is today with us in the room. Let me close with final and finest words. We understand the challenge and urgency. We have technology and insights. We can steer construction to the direction we choose. Today, we are we. In future, we will be much more. The future is here. It's all around us. It's in the room. We cannot take the planet for granted. So let's not take this day for granted. Thank you so much for attending. See you later at today's evening event. And we will show the impact construction enthusiasts have at the party tonight. Let's raise the bar, raise the roof, and raise the stakes. Whatever it takes. Thank you.